Here's three early church fathers who taught Sola Scriptura. Augustine said, "I have learned to yield this respect and honor only to the canonical books of Scripture. Of these alone do I most firmly believe that the authors were completely free from error." Athanasius said this about the Scriptures, "In these alone is proclaimed the doctrine of godliness. Let no man add to these, neither let him take aught from these." Gregory of Nyssa taught Sola Scriptura when he said, "Let the inspired Scriptures then be our umpire, and the vote of truth will surely be given to those whose dogmas are found to agree with the divine words."
What the hell are you talking about?
None of those quotes from the early church fathers teach Sola Scriptura. The early church fathers believe that the scriptures, aka the 73 book canon, were infallible and inspired by God. But none of the early church fathers ever said that the scriptures alone, especially a 66 book canon, were the ultimate and final authority within the Christian church. If this dude truly studied the early church fathers, he would quickly realize that they did not hold to Sola Scriptura, but that the Catholic Church and sacred oral tradition were equal in authority to scripture. I'm astounded that this Protestant dude actually quoted a couple of early church fathers, even though he read them out of context, because he also says this about the early church fathers.
I don't always agree with the early church fathers, and many Christians may take offense to this because they think that we should assume that they were right since they lived closer to the time of Jesus and the apostles. But here's the thing, the early church fathers didn't always agree with each other.
You don't know what you're talking about.
It's crazy because someone commented on his post saying that although the early church fathers didn't agree on everything, they did unanimously agree and teach baptismal regeneration, the real physical presence of Christ in the Eucharist, and the perpetual virginity of Mary. And all David said in response was that the early church fathers are nothing more than old, popular, dead men. And then I responded with that the early church fathers' interpretation of scripture is far more accurate than some random Protestant dude on social media 2,000 years later.
Got him!
So in the end, the early church fathers did not teach Sola Scriptura. And don't get your theology from social media heretics like this guy.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.